Welcome back to the UEFA Champions League review with myself and Christopher Hamill looking back at last night and the night before's semi-finals. But which game do you want to start with, Chris? Talk to me.
We're going to start with Real Madrid, and I've had to put this pink Real Madrid kit on because I was wearing a green shirt. And
well done, mate.
Wouldn't show up on the green screen, would it? So, not a Madrid star, but look fetching in pink. Yes, let's begin at the Vicente Calderón, Joseph, the last European game. At that absolute cauldron of a stadium, and my was the atmosphere booming, and I'm not surprised because the players, for the first 20 minutes at least, were doing their manager and their spiritual home proud, ultimately defeating Real Madrid 2-1 on the night. But let's look at the result a little bit closer. History suggested this tie was going to be much closer than one at the Bernabeu, as Atleti had won 17 of their 22 UCL home games under Diego Simeone.
That's insane.
At home.
Records.
Drawing 4, only losing 1. Obviously, that is 2 now. Now, the Rojiblancos looked like men possessed in the opening stages, as I just alluded to. They were pressing really high. They were really aggressive in possession as well, getting the ball forward to Carrasco as much as possible, who was causing complete havoc down that right-hand side as Marcelo pushed up. Ramos really had his work cut out for him with the Belgian. And starting Torres, I thought, ahead of Gamero, especially for the first half, worked really well. They had a focal point, a big, strong, physical focal point, albeit a little bit, you know, immobile these days. He was working the channel as well, but he tired soon after the first half. Now, Saul, better call Saul, opened the scoring with a thumping header. Oosh.
Yeah.
Oof. It was lovely. It was lovely. And that sent the home crowd into rapturous applause. And 4 minutes later, Griezmann scores a very unconvincing penalty, which he apparently touched with his right foot before hitting it.
He should have been made to retake
with his left foot. Absolutely terrible. No wonder he was smiling like a watermelon straight afterwards. Now, that gave them a glimmer of hope. But the manic pace of the opening exchanges, Joseph. A split watermelon, by the way, I meant.
I thought
a split watermelon. But the manic pace the home side began with, it soon showed, didn't it?
It did indeed, and Isco and Luka Modric really started to run right after that moment. You're going to talk a little bit about Luka, but I want to talk about Isco. What a talented player. Obviously got his goal on the night. A little scrubby tap in, it has to be said, but it counted nonetheless. That was the crucial away goal, and it meant that Real Madrid have equalled Bayern Munich as the team in the top 5 leagues with the longest scoring run in all competitions. I have no clue.
It's 61.
It's 61. That's ridiculous. They just love goals. And it did come, I have to say, after a stunning bit of individual football from Karim Benzema. Dancing feet out there. What is he doing on the touchline like Cristiano Ronaldo in his heyday? Although some would say Godin should have put him into row Z. Just 2-footing, get him off the park.
There was nothing Saul could do once he'd gone.
As soon as he was in the box, it was all sorts of problems. The little Spaniard, though, I go back to Isco because at the moment he is running things for Real Madrid in the middle of the park. On the night, 9 take-ons, 3 shots, 2 chances created, 2 tackles won, 1 goals. Isco, disco, they love him. Mate, they're having a party, mate.
It took him 20 minutes to get into the game. But after that, him and Modric really got a foothold.
There's no way they sell him. No way they sell him this summer.
Absolutely no way. He's keeping Gareth Bale out of the team on this one. Exactly. I know Gareth Bale's injured, but should he even return? There's no way the Welshman's guaranteed a starting position. And another midfielder who impressed on the night in an otherwise quite pedestrian Real Madrid was the fulcrum of that midfield, Luka Modric, the Croatian magician. My oh my. Completed 93% of his passes from 75 passes, that is. That's 9 take-ons as well. So mirrored that of Isco. 5 interceptions and 2 shots. An all-action performance, including one bit of genius, a Cruyff turn that just took 3 Atleti players out of the game. I was on the floor.
What a man.
Like a spider, mate.
Good that United didn't want him though, so.
Yeah, could have gone for 30 mil, but anyway, we'll scoot over that. But one man who had a game to forget, Joseph, Simeone, completely and utterly played out of the game. He had 6 shots, a lot of them very speculative, only 2 on target, less time spent on the ball than Keylor Navas.
And can I just say, Keylor Navas produced 2 absolute worldy saves, 1 double save from a Gamero header.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played to him. And Real have now reached the UCL semis for the final, sorry, for the 3rd time in 4 years after their 7th consecutive semi-final.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I bashed the desk 3 times.
Zidane doing it for the boys? But the other manager, Diego Simeone, is he now going to go?
What do you think?
I think he's gone. I think he needs a new wounded animal, like you said earlier.
To nurse back to health.
To nurse back to health. And in my opinion, it's probably going to be Inter Milan. I think he's taken Atletico Madrid as far as he can possibly take him. Some of that squad's going to leave in the summer, namely Griezmann. And I just don't see how much further Diego Simeone can take that team, because I don't think he can rebuild it for like a 4th or 5th time.
I know he's very enthusiastic. He gesticulates on the sidelines. He's very animated. But it was reminiscent of, you know, remember Fergie in his last game for Man United, giving it the
West Brom.
I thought
this could be it for Diego. But where do you think Diego Simeone is going to go, or will he stay? Let us know in the comments below.
We take a trip now to the Juventus Stadium, where the old lady defeated a young Monaco side 2-1, 4-1 on aggregate. Joseph, no team now has reached the UCL final more than Juve since it was reformatted. This is their 6th time.
Incredible.
They need to win it. Forza Juve.
Come on, one for Buffon.
Anyway, they're now unbeaten in 12 UCL games in a row for their first time in history. That's 9 wins and 3 draws. And they've only conceded 1 goal from 77 shots faced.
That's ridiculous.
So that's 1 goal in 11 hours and 30 minutes of premium, prestige football.
Indeed. And there's one man who is playing prestige football and has been all season. In fact, he has for his whole career. Some would label him Barca's biggest ever mistake. It's the main man, Dani Alves. What a performance on the night. In fact, what a performance over 2 legs. In just 135 minutes of football, against Monaco alone, he has 3 assists and 1 goal. I mean, the man has now been involved in 3 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League this season. That's the most of any defender. To be involved in 7 goals as a right-back is quite frankly ridiculous. Man of the match on the night again. 1 goal, 1 chance created, 5 crosses, 8 tackles, 45% passes at a 91% pass accuracy rate is quite frankly maddening. What were Barcelona thinking letting him go for a free? Nobody knows. Absolutely insane. And a quick shout out to my main man Barzagli as well. Doesn't get enough plaudits for me compared to Bonucci and Chiellini, considering he turned 36 on Monday and he has won the season every single year he's been at Juventus.
He could feasibly be Mbappe's dad.
He literally could be Mbappe's dad. It's absolutely ridiculous. But Monaco, not too bad, were they?
I mean, they put up a fight, especially in the first 10 minutes. They created a few good chances. Mbappe at the front post, but finally had to make a smart save down to his left. And they're the only team to score from open play against Juve. And I wasn't surprised that João Moutinho started this game, because he finished it very strongly in France. I mean, history didn't favour them. I've got down here, Monaco have never won a UCL knockout game in Italy. Played 7, lost 7. But they did, as you say, put up, make a good account of themselves, especially first 10, last 10 as well. Finished quite strongly. They had 1 cleared off the line, didn't they?
Yes.
And they peppered Buffon's goal last 10 when Allegri had made some substitutes, reshuffled his forward line. So, not the worst, Joseph, but the man to break that 11-hour record. Kylian Mbappe, tell me more.
What can you say about the man? He's 18 years old, and this season he's got 25 goals and 12 assists. It's becoming ridiculous. In the process against Juventus, he became the youngest ever player to score in a Champions League semi-final.
Oh my.
Aged just 18 years and 140 days. He now has 6 goals in 6 knockout games for the 18-year-old. In fact, Thierry Henry is the only French player to have reached 6 goals in the Champions League quicker than Mbappe ever. He did it in 5 games, and Mbappe's taken 9. I mean, since February the 1st, in Europe's top 5 leagues, the only player to score more goals than Mbappe is Lionel Messi. He's got 22. Mbappe has 19 since February the 1st. Wow. The kid is ridiculous, but he's out. And Juventus are through, and that's what we're going to focus on. Juventus versus Real Madrid, Christoph.
He's 18.
I know.
What were you doing at 18?
At 18, I was getting pissed off Carlsberg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
On the park with a few ciders,
yeah,
my boy.
Yeah, a few ciders, my boy.
Frosty Jacks down
here. Yeah, Volker
Rebels.
Rebels.
If you're of age, obviously.
Yeah.
We have a young audience, so... Yeah, but there's some good news for Juve, Joseph. An Italian side has won the UCL. This is bizarre. has won the UCL every 7 years since 1989. 1989 Milan, 1996 Juve, 2003 Milan, 2010 Inter, 27 Juventus.
Question mark. Oh.
Spooky. Ooh. And but bad news for them as well. They've lost the last 4 UCL finals in 97, 98, 2003 and 2005. So
Ooh.
one of those black cats is going to have to be
Prediction.
Prediction. I think Juve are going to win. You put me on the spot here. I think Real Madrid's defence is there to be got at. They have a brilliant midfield.
Yeah.
But I think Marcelo bombs on an awful lot. Danny Carvajal bombs on an awful lot. And I think Ramos has a mistake in him. Danilo didn't look all that convincing for me last night. Varane, still a little bit tender at times. I just can't see how that Juve defence is going to be breached. Albeit maybe by Simeone or Benzema, I don't know.
So you think Juve, I think Real Madrid.
Ooh.
I think Real Madrid are the perfect devil's advocate to Juventus. Fantastic from crosses, a brilliant midfield that I can see tearing Marquisio apart really in there, like the likes of Isco and Modric. That's a big problem area for Juventus. I think the fullbacks are going to push Dani Alves back. Dani Alves worse going backwards than he is forwards. But if there's one team that can stop him scoring, it is Juventus. So it's going to be an epic game. I think Real, he thinks Juve, but who do you think? Vote in the poll as to who's going to win the Champions League right now. So that's all the time we've got on today's UEFA Champions League review because there was only 2 games. But Christopher Hammer, what should people do next?
I think they should go and watch Football Mundial, Joe.
Yes.
Over on EFD, where we talk about Serbian, well, you're right, Serbian women fighting and the Indian champions relegated to the 2nd division.
It's an absolute disgrace. That's on screen right now. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye. Ah, you I really whacked my funny bone in that.